Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakal Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, or the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we're the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalio, and remember that these people who claim that they're the Lord's holy chosen people are not the Lord's holy chosen people. And the scriptures are all that is needed to prove that. All right, so here it is. You have this video of this individual that is the apparent leader of the state of Israel, and I call them the state of Israel intentionally, right? I do not call them the Israelites, and I don't like referring to them as Israel, because they're not the Israelites, and Israel is our name, you know what I'm saying, which is Prince of the Power, Yasharallah. All right, they're not that. So in all of my videos and stuff like that, whenever referring to them, I refer to them as the state of Israel, you know, just a title, you know, to identify, you know, when speaking about these people, because they're not the Lord's holy chosen people, man. So you have this video, Jerusalem is our city. It is forever our city. It will never be divided again. Now, this is a very strong delusion upon these people, right? But this is a part of the lies and the deception that is at hand. And this is perhaps the biggest lie and deception of all. They have deceived the world in many different types of ways, but this one is the number one offender, all right? Because they claim they're the Lord's holy chosen people, which means that they claim the Messiah, and then they claim the Most High, right? And then from them claiming all of this, look at them, right? So then they're saying that the Lord's holy chosen people are also of this type of look. And they're saying that the Messiah is also of their type of look. And then the scriptures let us know, Yahushua said it, if you have seen the Father, you've seen me. So then they're also saying that the Most High Yahweh is of their look. You see? The whole deception of it all, right? This is a very great offense. And these people, man, they've been driving this narrative for an extremely long time, and they're still pushing it, right? They're actors, okay? Because these people are actually the Edomites, okay? And actually, they have this look, as it was pointed out very directly in the scriptures, man, for a reason. Genesis chapter 25 and verse 25 says, "And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau." So the Lord did this intentionally, pointed out that Esau came out looking a certain way, and he came out red. These so-called white people, they're red, they're not white. They put the word white, the identification of white, upon themselves, because when you look at the etymology of it, it means pure and righteous and all those things. So it's a positive thing to be white. And then they call themselves white people, okay? That's a part of the lies and the deception. They're not white by definition, all right? And they're actually red, okay? And they were identified because the rest of the people didn't look like this. They weren't red. All of the other nations are different shades of brown, okay? But when Esau came out, he came out looking unique to everybody else. So the scriptures identify it, and they're red people, okay? So then after that, Jacob was born, right? Esau is the elder son, and then you have Jacob. Jacob was born, and Jacob came out normal, all right? And so that already lets us know that there is a group of people with a specific look that is unique to them, and they are the sons of Esau, right? Because Esau came out this kind of way, his sons are going to be looking like him. Okay, so that right there shows that these people, those who came out unique looking, right, that are red, they're not the Lord's holy chosen people. They're not the sons of Jacob. And Jacob, his name was turned to Israel. All right, so that's one way. Okay, now these people that are of this look, okay, they're the sons of Esau, they're the Edomites. The scriptures let us know that the Edomites in the book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4, I'll go straight to the point. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh hath indignation forever. So Esau, right, is a forefather of the Edomites, or these so-called white people. And the scriptures say that Edom, is the border of wickedness. They are the wicked. All right. So these people with this type of look, they belong to this specific nation, and this nation is the wicked. And you can clearly see them today. All right. This is the nation of Edom. So the nation of Edom being the wicked, what do? Well, the scriptures say it, man. They're the wicked, right? So in Psalms 58 and verse 3, it says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So they're the wicked, and the scriptures say it. As they're born, they're speaking lies. They're full of deception. This is how they've been programmed by Yahweh Shemishai to deceive, to lie, all these kinds of things. And they're doing their job perfectly. Okay? They really are. And then in the book of Psalms, chapter 10 and verse 7, it says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. And the word vanity here at H205 A1, it says trouble of iniquity, wickedness, sorrow. So they bring wickedness. So under his tongue is mischief and wickedness. Why? Because they're the wicked. And his mouth is full of cursing and deceit. So they deceive continuously. And this is what is happening and what has been happening since, especially when they came back this go around during the Renaissance period, 1492, the rebirth of the so-called white man. All right, when they came back into rulership, they have been deceiving the world. All right, and they've been in their blessing. Job chapter 9 and verse 24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Right? Edom was given a blessing, the fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven, and by the sword he would rule. And when you look at these so-called white people during this entire period where they've been ruling, when they came back into power 1492, right? They have ruled by the sword. They've committed mass genocide against the people. They have made the heathen bend to their will due to their might of the sword. And they're the ones that are clearly in rulership today. It is their lifestyle that dominates the world. Their language, their money, their currency dominates the world. The way that people build buildings, right? Their way of life, their democracy, everything about the so-called white man dominates this world. That is clear to see. And if people are still denying that, they're either a liar or stupid or both. It is clear. All right, he's the one that's in the position of power. So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. And who are the judges? The Israelites. And he's done this. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. He didn't tell the world who the true Israelites are. Right? The Edomites didn't do this when they came back into power. Instead, they made all kinds of moves, did all kinds of things to hide who the true Lord's holy chosen people are, who are the Israelites, who are us. All right? Thereof, if not where and who is he? Okay? But then suddenly one day, right, Yahweh Shemishai rose up, Abba Bivens, and now the truth is out there, right? as the scriptures say that would happen, right? Truth declared in 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 27. It says, "For evil shall be put out and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which hath been so long without fruit shall be declared." And now the truth is being declared, right? "And for evil shall be put out and deceit shall be quenched," right? And it has been, okay? Now, only the elect of the nation of Israel truly, understand this, right? Salvation is only for the Israelites as well, okay? But the truth is out there, man. And the world, because of this spirit of truth going out, the world is starting to pick up to it. Even those who don't believe of our people, it's still out there. They have it in their mind, at least, that you have these people talking about, right? These people being us, talking about where the Lord's holy chosen people, salvation is only for us, and everything that comes with the doctrine, which is just complete truth. All right, so Esau has very much been exposed, and them talking about Jerusalem is our city, it is forever our city, will never be divided again, is just a part of the lies and the deception of it all. Okay, now I listened to it, and it's the usual thing that this individual does, right?
That's 300 years.
He uses the Bible in his own way, which is a perversion of the truth, right? This is what the Edomites have done with the Bible. They have perverted it and changed it to their liking and have created false doctrines and narratives from it, right? So what he often does is he takes scriptures and he will quote all kinds of things, and to me, listening is all a bunch of BS. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, clearly, but they use it to strengthen their position of power, right? Because the deception is still out there, that the world really does believe that they're the Lord's holy chosen people. And by the way, when I mentioned earlier that they, a part of their deception is that, the scripture says he hid in the faces of the judges thereof. Well, that's a part of the curses upon us, that we would be a byword and a proverb, right? That we wouldn't be called what we really are, which are the Lord's holy chosen people, the nation of Israel, the Israelites, right? True Israel. Okay, we wouldn't be called those things because the curses are upon us, which the curses identify who the Lord's holy chosen people are, by the way. And the curses themselves never fell upon these people, all right? Not yet. You know what I'm saying? Because in Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7, it says that these curses shall fall upon thine enemies, right? And they're starting to slowly fall upon Esau because his kingdom is coming to an end and our kingdom is coming. They're slowly starting to fall on him, right? But it's going to be full-blown in the kingdom when Yahushua returns. Speaking of Yahushua, since these people, they say they're the Lord's holy chosen people, they use the Bible, right? Etc. Where is the Lord? Where is Yahushua? Because in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68 says, "And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again, into bondage again with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you." All right, so the Israelites would be suffering under this curse, and we all know about the chattel slavery and everything that went on upon the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and Negroes, right? Because it started with the Northern Kingdom first in 1492. They were on the ships. Then in 1619, the Negroes, which is a Southern Kingdom. All right, so now this account did not happen to these so-called white people. These people, okay? It didn't happen to them at all. They cannot claim it. These people that are claiming they're the Lord's holy chosen people, they cannot claim that they went through this. And they didn't go through this because they're not the Lord's holy chosen people, right? And then it says, "And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you." Right? No man shall buy you. Why? Because we're redeemed through Yahushua, right? It's not going to be some nation on earth or whatever that's going to deliver the Israelites out of the predicament that the Israelites are in, and then they're going to, just suddenly appear in the land of Israel without any deliverance. That's not how it goes. That's not how the scriptures go. It is Yahushua that's going to return and deliver the elect of the nation of Israel and then put us back into our land. So these people in 1948 who claim that they fought some kind of war or whatever, and then they were back up into the land, and then they set up some dude named David. That's not what the Bible said would happen regarding the children of Israel, how the children of Israel would return back to their land. In the book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8, it says, behold, oh, hold on. It's verse, oh, well, actually, this one says, we are yet this day in our captivity. Yeah, the Israelites are still in captivity, but actually I meant to go to Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30. So here it goes. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. The land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. According to the people that are in the land today, they said that they know that they are the real Israelites because they never forgot who they were. They never forgot their heritage. That's what they claim. That's how they say they know that they're the Lord's holy chosen people, that they're the Jews, right? What the scriptures say, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves. So you have two groups of people that are claiming that they're the Lord's holy chosen people. You have one group that says that they always knew who they were, and that's why they're in the land today, and they're claiming all of these things. Then you have another group which literally have woken up in the land of their captivities and are saying that this is the name of the Lord, which is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai, and speaking, a certain doctrine, which is a true and full and complete doctrine, right? So we match with the prophecy that is written in the scriptures regarding the Israelites, and shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them an heart and an ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name, right? In the land of their captivity, and we're still in the land of our captivity. We're still captive to the so-called white man. We have not been put back into our land, right? Because our deliverer has not returned as yet, which is the Yahushai, okay? But literally right now, this is happening. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name, right? This is what a specific group is doing, the ones that are claiming that they're the Lord's holy chosen people, who are actually the true Lord's holy chosen people. And I will bring them into a land and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. So when the Lord's holy chosen people are delivered and are put back into the land, right, they shall be increased, and they shall not be diminished. Look at the state of the people in Israel right now. Look at those people, man, the state of Israel. They're being diminished. They're fighting war, right? And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people, and I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them, right? Because everything is going to be in perfect balance. Everything is going to be set perfectly for the Israelites and Israelite rulership. And we will be the dominant force, right? With Yahushai leading over us. So there will be no way that we will be diminished, and there will be no more of us being driven out of the land, because also when Yahushua returns, we're going to be perfect. The book of Hebrews talks about it, Hebrews chapter 8, right? We're going to have that new heart, which means that we're going to be no longer in these bodies of sin, which is the flesh, and we will be perfect. We will no longer go off. We will no longer break the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemeshai. We will no longer sin, right? That is a part of the blessing when Yahushua returns. Look at the people over there in the state of Israel. They don't follow the laws. Over there in the state of Israel right now, they don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemishai, yet and still they are claiming that they're the Lord's holy chosen people. They don't follow any of them at all. Any of them. And actually, they commit all kinds of abominable acts and do all kinds of abominable things up in the land of Israel today. But when the Lord's holy chosen people are returned, the Lord's holy chosen people are going to be returned and are going to be ruling. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the righteous, which means that the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemishai will be followed perfectly by the Lord's holy chosen people. And so any wickedness will not exist in the land. But look at the current condition of it right now. Why is that? Because the Lord's holy chosen people are not in the land. The people that are there are imposters, and they are liars, and they are Edomites, and they are the wicked. Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 2, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it, which is talking about the heathen. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord Yahweh from Jerusalem. Right, so the laws, statutes, and commandments are going to be followed perfectly by the Israelites when the true Israelites are back in the land. And the heathen nations are going to be going to the Israelites, the true Israelites, seeking to learn their ways willingly. It's not going to be forced upon them, right, as Esau has done. The heathen didn't go to Esau seeking to learn his ways. Esau had to beat them into submission. And then the heathen have a hatred built within them for Esau because Esau has dealt with them so treacherously. Right? But the Lord's holy chosen people, when we return to the land, right, the true Israelites, we're going to establish the law, and then the heathen are going to willingly seek to learn them. Why? Because they're going to see how prosperous and how beneficial it is to follow the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shemishai. I wish, right now I could, but I understand the situation at hand. You know what I'm saying? But that is my desire, to be perfect, to not go off anymore, And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And this is when the Lord's holy chosen people are back in the land. Nation shall not rise up lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Look at the state of the world while these people that claim that they're the Lord's holy chosen people are in the land. Look at the state of the world. Look at what they themselves are doing. Why are you having to defend your position? Where is Yahushai? Where is King David? Where is the 144,000? These people also claim that they don't know where all the tribes are at. But the scriptures let us know that the 12 tribes of Israel are going to be in the kingdom. So where are the tribes at? As I said before, the scriptures are all that is needed to prove that these people are not the Lord's holy chosen people. And honestly, I could have just brought out this one alone. I could have brought out the Baruch alone. And that would have been enough to prove that the people that are claiming that they're the Lord's holy chosen people are not the Lord's holy chosen people. So who are they? The wicked, the Edomites. They're liars and they're deceivers. And this is how they're programmed. So it is what it is. They're doing their job perfectly. But this is the situation at hand, man, and it's very important to understand it. So that's all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai, B'Shem Kodesh. Shalom.